everyone, it's been a while. I'm finally starting to sort my life out this side of the Atlantic. Apologies that the audio is not up to my usual impeccably high cuffed standards. I'm using a headset still rather than a decent desk mic. But I finally got everything squared away. So I had a quick look on the BBC and thought, anything interesting to look at today? Obviously, this is headline news on the BBC. It's about as believable as the time on a Chinese Rolex, but this is the headline news. This is the BBC, right? Do you remember that follower of a very special ideology that specifically mentioned his very special ideology whilst stabbing people? Do you remember that? And it appears to have been a homophobic attack. And we know what the adherents, the devout adherents of this very special ideology think about gay people. So obviously that seems to play a role, unless it's just a coincidence that they were all three blokes having a picnic together. Typically, three blokes don't go for a romantic picnic in the park. So, yeah, maybe I'm just being cynical. But appears to have completely ignored that aspect of it. Let's have a quick read, shall we? Out of morbid curiosity, let's force ourselves to wade into the swamp and get knee deep in dog shit and read the fucking thing. A man who stabbed 3 people to death in a Reading park was suffering from psychosis. Of course he was. Right up to the day of the killings, a court said. What, you mean he read the very special text, the very holy book that this pleasant, tolerant group revere more than anything else, right? And he followed it to the letter and he did exactly what it told him. And he adhered to one of the many, many paragraphs in there that condemn people that don't follow his very special ideology or happen to like bumming blokes, right? For some reason, it's the same. The Torah and the Bible both have real problems with bumming. I don't know why, to be honest. Never really understood it. You'd think we've got bigger fish to fry. If you're an all-powerful, all-seeing, omnipotent entity capable of creating fucking solar systems, I find it a bit weird that you're worried about bumming. Plus, I've never been down with those sort of Baptist preacher types who say it's a lifestyle choice. If it's a lifestyle choice, that almost cheapens my straightness. That suggests I could happily flip a coin and go, I suppose I could go for some cock today. I don't think that's how it works. I might be at odds with some of the particularly right-wing people that might watch this channel, but I don't believe it's a lifestyle choice. I believe it's an orientation, because when I was 15, something clicked in my brain and all of a sudden I was massively into tits. I was massively into perving on the girls when they were playing netball. I wasn't like, I suppose I could shag either of them, silly. I'll tell you what, I'll flip a coin, and if it comes up tails, I'll go and wank myself senseless watching the lads play rugby. Didn't go that way. I think it's a orientation rather than a lifestyle choice. So I find it weird that if you do believe in all of that stuff, you would think that the Almighty Creator would give you a penchant for buggery. I think that's a bit weird. But each to their own, right? This is an equal opportunities channel. I don't discriminate against gay people or religious fundamentalists. So yeah, feel free to disagree with me vociferously in the comments. So Mr. Sadala, weird how that word's in his surname, but we won't talk about that. We won't say anything. Attacked these 3 chaps, and a hearing decided he definitely wasn't a radical practitioner. Right? You know I don't like to use any of the words, right? The non-kosher words that YouTube don't like. You can say kosher. Yeah, you can say kosher. You can be openly anti-Semitic. They don't mind that. But you just can't even say the words. We're not free people. The words are banned. So, he definitely wasn't a radical adherent. Yeah, he definitely wasn't. Even though he mentioned a very particular God many times and he reads a very particular book every day. It says the hearing is part of his sentencing. And there he is, Mr. Sar. Yeah, I can't say that bit, we'll just call him Sar. Mr. Sar of Basingstoke Road, Reading, has pleaded guilty to 3 murders. Oh, weird. Weird if he's not ideologically imposing his will on the world, that he's pleaded guilty to it, isn't it? You'd think he'd try to get off with it. Typically, it's only religious fundamentalists that are proud and happy to shout from the rooftops, yes, I did this for a very particular reason, serving a very particular God. But let's not go there, shall we? Let's just not. It said an examination of his mobile phone revealed extremist material, including an image of a very religious flag, and the 9/11 Twin Towers attack, which I'm sure they weren't religious. That wasn't religiously motivated. That people always kill themselves, convinced they're going to go to paradise. Everyone does that. Peter Sutcliffe was going to blow himself up while he was doing his murdering. He was definitely going to do a suicide rape, but he just wired his vest up wrong. So yeah, he's got a very certain name, and he looks a certain way, and he practices a certain ideology, and he reads his certain book every day, and he's got extremist material on his phone, and he loves the special groups flag that we don't like talking about, and he definitely loves the Twin Tower attacks, but they weren't religiously motivated either, so let's not worry about it, eh? Prosecution seeking a whole life prison order mean he would never be considered for release, yeah, obviously, and again, this is where the lefties turn themselves in knots, isn't it? Because they talk about how, oh no, the justice system isn't about revenge, it's never about revenge. And then as soon as someone does something fucking horrific, they go, yeah, he'll never get released, yeah. So make your mind up. Is it about rehabilitation or is it about revenge? Make your mind up. Can he be rehabilitated? Can he? If he can't, what's the point in locking him up forever? What's the point? They contradict themselves. Ian Huntley fucks and eats a couple of kids and they go, oh yeah, well, you know, he'll never be released. Get in. Nice one. And then someone does something less horrific but still fucking awful and they go, oh yeah, well, you can't just lock him up forever. Justice is all about redemption and rehabilitation. Well, make your mind up then. Don't start bragging to me that we're feeding and watering these motherfuckers for the next 70 years. I don't see that as a win, sorry. Call me a bluff old traditionalist. I don't think spending taxpayers' money keeping oxygen thieves alive for 70 years is a win. What do I know? Blah, blah, blah. Lock him up forever, yay. Some lefty lawyer who probably spends her entire life defending these fucking animals is now going, oh yeah, gotta talk about his mental health. And it did not justify the failed asylum seeker being jailed for more than 30 years. No, for once I can agree with some lefty lawyer. I can agree. Because it doesn't justify that. It justifies him being fucking locked in a safe and thrown in the Pacific Ocean. That's what it justifies. Come to the attention of the authorities on numerous... Listen, let's just stop this farce. It's already annoying me. This absolute farce. The British justice system is a farce. Everything they tell us is a farce, and everything this dog shit alleged news organisation tells us is a farce. We all know what's gone on. The 99% know what's going on. He was motivated to do it by an ideology, a religious ideology, a very, very particular religious ideology that keeps on motivating people to murder innocent fucking men for no reason whatsoever, other than their toxic fucking doctrine that you're not even allowed to talk about. Absolute piss take. Let me know in the comments, do you believe this? Do you believe this reading of events? If you're one of a tiny minority of insane individuals that believes this fictional version of events, you can call Angry Bootneck on 888 fuck you. Thanks for listening, guys. I will attempt to do some more videos in the foreseeable future, but I am busy moving and working, so I appreciate your continued support. Thanks a lot, guys. See you very soon. Cheers.